said the only constant is change in college football, but over more than 150 years, there have been some things that you can count on. If you can run the football, you have a chance to win. And boy, do we have guys who can do that in this one. Welcome between the hedges to Athens, Georgia and Sanford Stadium, home of the Georgia Bulldogs. As we'll see the number 18 team in the country, the South Carolina Gamecocks, taking on a team that ranks in the top 5 in this conference, the Georgia Bulldogs. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Polligan, Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. Georgia likely to kick it deep to get things started. And it'll be a touchback. Will come out to the 25-yard line. This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. Going right to work up top. Fires to the tight end. Works his way out to the 33-yard line before he's pushed out of bounds. Oh, I'm sure there are a lot of emotions, a homecoming of sorts as he comes back to the place where he played as the head coach of the opposition.
You know it holds a special place in his heart, and he's right now taking the field thinking about all the great memories he shared with his teammates, with his family, with the fans during his time. But he's got a job, David. He's coaching on the other sideline this one, and he wants to get the win for his team.
Oh, you dang right. And you got to pull back those feelings. It's great to be home. It's awesome to be where it started, but you're also paid to do a job, and you're paid by the other side. And right now, you want to go win, and you want to beat this squad because you're competitive, so it's got to be kind of bittersweet.
This crowd going to try to make life miserable for these guys. They'll run for it on 3rd and short. All down, but he has enough to move the chains.
And I think on that last run play on 3rd down here early in the game, they're making a statement that we believe we're the more physical team and we're going to run the football even if you know it's coming at you. Nice job. They've got the ball at midfield. I expect to see more run plays coming up.
The Gamecocks come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Wants to go up top on 1st down. The pass is incomplete, but there's a flag in the backfield, and that shot the quarterback took might have been a little too much. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Three yards, 1st down for the offense after that penalty. Looking for room. It's stopped. How about the blow he delivered in banging his way to the 41?
You know what? Everybody gets energized on the whole football team when you got running backs that fight for extra yards and breaks tackles. It's awesome to watch. Everybody literally gets a little jolt of energy because that guy continues to fight for everything he gets.
Halfway there on 1st down, it's 2nd and 5. Give to the back. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. A lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Muscling ahead on 3rd and short. They got 0 push up front, and they stopped him in the backfield.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going and handing the ball off.
And the Gamecocks will send out the punt unit. First punt of the day, and he'd love to lock them up close to their goal line. They're going to send out the field goal unit, and that kicker will have to launch a rocket. This crowd trying to do its part to get inside the kicker's head. An unforced error there. They don't get the snap off in time. They'll decline that penalty, obviously very happy with results of the play. The Gamecocks will try to pin them back with the punt. First punt of the day, and he'd love to lock them up close to their goal line. Boots' first of the day away was called on 4 times in the victory last week. Really good job by the coverage team to make the stop, and that's where they'll put it in play. Wide receiver comes in motion. From the gun to give, looking for room. And a good solid pickup there before the defense knocks him down. Guys, let's chat about Georgia. Now, they'd love to win this one today, secure that spot in the conference championship game. A remarkable achievement. They can't really think this one's in the bag yet.
No, they've just got to continue focusing on the task at hand. I think that's a big reason why they're in this position that they find themselves in. They take care of business each and every game, David. Some hardware to be won down the road, potentially, but you got to win this one.
No doubt, and I think it's hard because you're starting to see the finish line now. Getting later in the season, knowing where you're ranked, what's at stake. Let's see how they handle the pressure.
Back to the ground with the running back. Spins away from the defense. They finally wrestle down the senior, but not before he picks up some valuable ground.
These running backs nowadays, they're built so low to the ground, thick and compact, but fast and shifty. They're just so hard to tackle. And you can see he just does a great job breaking tackles, breaking tackles. He does this consistently. That's why he's really hard to stop at the running back spot.
Now from the 40, it's 1st and 10. Looking to throw on 1st down. Starting to feel a little pressure. It's incomplete. Good job by the defense sticking with its coverage.
Man, that's one you expect him to make in his sleep, right? He's one of the better receivers in the entire country. He just dropped that one over the middle of the field.
Try to make up for some of that lost ground on 2nd down. He'll keep it himself. It's a fumble. Defense grabs the football, and there he goes.
And I tell you what, it's hard to be a quarterback in an option offense when you got so many things you have to be accountable for, and then you got to take care of the football, right? When you do make the decision to run, right or wrong, it's your decision. Now you got to wrap that thing up. You can't fumble the football down.
And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. After a punt on their last possession, they are set up in plus territory this time.
And honestly, it wouldn't have mattered if they scored a touchdown.
Oh, he's got some space. He get it down to the 35 before he stopped. 10-yard pickup on the play, and it's a first down.
I don't know if this defense knows what just hit them because they gave up the completion, they gave up a first down, and now here's the offense back up at the line of scrimmage again, going tempo.
To the air on first down. Pocket breaking down. On the run, and he'll slide to avoid the big hit.
You know, QBs want to make those big plays. They want to put up the big stats, but when nothing's there, sometimes you just tuck the ball, get a minimal gain. I like the slide, by the way, to get down and don't take a big hit.
Hand off from the shotgun. And he's knocked down, but there's also a flag that's been dropped. Let's check on the call. They had the first down before that penalty backed them up, and now they'll snap it on second down. Offense gets set for second down. Looking to fire. Unloads to the wideout. He's got it. He stepped out of bounds after a huge play, but hang on just a second. Defense might get bailed out here by a flag. Second down coming up. Handoff to the lone back. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. It must be great to be a Georgia linebacker. Coming downhill with speed, defensive front eats up blockers, and you make the play.
It is nice. It is nice because usually they got three guys in front of you. They're eating five. And those linebackers get to come downhill, make plays in the backfield like you saw right here.
He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see which way that's going to go. They'll decline the penalty here and let the result of that play stand. And the Gamecocks decide to punt it away. 3 and out and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. Punt is on its way. Punt goes out of bounds, and a really nice job as they stick them deep in their own end. They'll mark it around the 10. Another look at this Bulldog offense. They put it on the ground last time they had it. Got to take care of it this time, David.
And I think you've got to put in context. A lot of times fumbles are just luck. You just got to move on, give him the football again, Jesse, and not worry about it.
I think that's a good point there, David. Get him the ball again to help him play the next play and know that he's okay. Because when that guy's playing well, this offense is on fire.
They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10.
Let's go.
Wants to go up top. Makes the catch. It's Chappelle. That's a really good tackle there, giving up some size and still making the play. Wants to throw on 3rd. Grabbed in the middle. It's Riggs. This offense has a little room and a fresh set of downs at the 23. Now, I know you two never faced off against each other in an actual rivalry game other than the Thanksgiving morning turkey bowl. But knowing you two the way I do and the way you know each other, Jesse, what would you have done to try to throw Pollock off a little bit on a stage like this?
In our opening 10-play script, I would have had David Pollock cut blocked, maybe even double-team high-low, chop blocked on every single play early.
Which is illegal, you bum. That's fine. That's fine. You know what? I guess in retaliation to that, we would have just roughed the passer over and over, taking the 15-yard penalty. That's what's fun about this, Reese. It's petty. It's sometimes it crosses the line of dirty, but that's why rivalries are so fun.
Good, solid pickup on that one. They got it out to the 40, and it's first down. Georgia comes quickly to the line.
And as soon as the receiver caught the ball, you saw the quarterback start communicating to his teammates what the next play was going to be because they're now changing the tempo and going fast.
The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page. And the Dogs look to keep this drive humming. Got rid of it quickly, but it's incomplete.
Man, it's fun to watch defense that just, they look so in sync and coordinated. And watching the tape coming into this week's game, you could tell last week this defense was dialed in. They don't give up big plays. They don't give up points. They make you earn everything. Looking like another game like that so far today.
They'll go back to the air on second down. Nowhere to go with the ball, and down he goes at the 39. Just a great job defensively, making him go through his progressions, and he really didn't have time to do it.
And that's exactly what you do in zone coverage. You drop in your spots, you read the quarterback's eyes, make sure you take away that quick stuff, and a great job rushing the passer and getting the sack.
Now a lot of work to do to move the chains, keep this drive alive after that earlier sack. On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Going over the top, complete to the left. And he was off to the races, finally tripped up at the 36. The defense burns their third and final timeout of the half. The Dogs have it with a 1st and 10. Motion from the wide receiver. Wants to throw on 1st down. Puts it out of the air. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the 1st down. Now on 2nd down. Back to pass. Here's the pressure. Nowhere close on that one as he got drilled trying to deliver the football, and now they face 3rd down.
Pressure affects quarterbacks, and this guy's one of the best in the nation. I don't care how talented you are, but if you're being hit, you're not going to throw completions.
Ball at the 31, 3rd and short coming, defense trying to rise up. From the gun, wants to pass. Flushed out of the pocket. Blasted as he lets it go. A strike downfield. And he motors into the end zone. Touchdown, Dogs! They can use this first score to sort of set the tone, guys, in this rivalry matchup.
Man, doesn't this feel good to come out, score early, get the crowd involved, get the nerves out of the way, Palmer, when you're playing in a big rivalry game.
Yeah, and I feel like momentum's always a big thing in any game, but in rivalry games, it's that much more important because everybody is going to feed off that first score now.
We've reached the break, and Georgia is on top. We've played one. Before we move on, let's have a look at the stats. Lots of time left, and we're ready to get back to it and open the 2nd period. That ball scoots through the back of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. So they'll go back to work after changing into the field. Give to the running back. At the 35, he's loose. Stopped him at the 41, but that's a big pickup of 15.
Well, he was able to gash him on that play. You just give this guy 1 inch, one little crease. He puts his foot in the ground. He gets north fast.
Might as well give it to him again. And he has a solid gain before the defense bottles him up.
Just a simple power play. Again, not sexy, run the ball up the middle, physicality, offensive line gets to assert themselves, run block, which they love to do. This pays dividends down the road in the fourth quarter.
Going to swing it on second down. Quarterback can't pull the trigger, and down he goes at the 41.
And he was virtually unblockable on that play. You know, it reminds me of seeing the highlights of my partner here, David Pollock, a guy that doesn't like to talk about his own greatness, so I'll do it for him. David raised the bar in the standard for D-line play at the University of Georgia. It was his athleticism. It was his tenacity. He wasn't just getting sacks and tackles for losses. He was picking off passes and taking them to the house. He was like the honey badger before the honey badger, but playing D-line. All-time.
On third down, he drops to throw. He makes the grab. That's not quite going to be enough as they stop him 4 yards short of the marker. The Gamecocks will line up to punt it away. They kick it away on fourth down. No fair catches here, looking for room. He gets it out to the 17, the cover unit right there to make the stop. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. That last touchdown drive was surgical through the air, Jesse.
It sure was, and that's why this offense is so dangerous, David, because they can score in a hurry because of how efficient they are throwing the football.
And welcome to modern college football. That's what it is. Spread you out, find my playmakers, make quick decisions, and really put defenses in a difficult situation.
Dogs pick up the first down through the air, and the Georgia faithful starting to howl and bark.
And we've seen that in the past with Georgia. Maybe you get a little bit conservative, a little bit too much reliant on great defense, run the football. The reason that they broke through, the reason they started winning championships in the recent era, they became more aggressive, more dynamic throwing the football down the field.
Catch in the middle, it's Boone. Nice gain on that play, but a little bit short of the first down.
Nice job by the receiver on the in route there. And how about the speed after he made his break? He was able to actually separate a little bit from the DB, helping out his QB on that one.
The Bulldogs in a good spot here with second and short. Trying play action. Makes the grab on the left. Big pickup on that one. They'll mark him out at the 40.
And this has got to be so demoralizing for this defense right now, having given up multiple first downs on this drive. Somebody on defense has to step up, make a play, and stop the bleeding.
The give on the option. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Well, the offensive line had everybody blocked except the defensive end. He was able to sneak into the backfield and get the tackle for loss.
And the Bulldogs with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Second down, they'll go to the air. And he had it for a second, but it just dribbled out of his hands. Let's take a little step back and have a look at Georgia. They've gotten deep into the conference race, sitting on top of the standings right now. That conference championship game is starting to loom large.
It is, and there's so much at stake, right? Like knowing in the 12-team playoff that I have a chance to get a bye, right? If I can win my conference. So a lot at stake. They've done really well. They're at the top of the leaderboard right now, Palmer, but a little bit of the season still left.
Yeah, you got to focus on today. We're at that time of season where all of us love talking about what's coming up, and we're predicting who that conference championship game is going to be. Can they go to the playoff? It all doesn't matter if you don't win this game today, so you got to be focused here. This is a massive game.
And the Dogs had tough field position to start this drive, but they've been relentless in moving the ball methodically down the field. Looking downfield on first down. Out of the backfield, he's open. They go up top to get it down to the 5-yard line as they try to pay off this drive.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense catching the football.
It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring.
Here we go.
Going to the running game. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Bulldogs! Look, it's still early, but we have some real distance being put on the scoreboard right now.
You do. It's early, but you got to find something positive. Right now, everything going in the other direction. So how are you going to respond when you've been hitting the mouth early in this football game? Got to find something positive quick.
And there will be no return on this one as the ball bounds into the end zone. South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. This is when the pressure can ramp up a little bit on an offense, David, when they start feeling the heat to answer a score.
And I think being down 14, you can kind of feel that way. But, dude, if you put a good drive together, this is a 7-point game. So, Palmer, no need to panic.
I was just going to say, David, I mean, this thing can flip quick. You go down, score, all of a sudden your defense gets a stop, or who knows, better yet, gets a turnover. This game is entirely different.
Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Stopping the run is very high on every defensive coordinator's list. Making the team one-dimensional. Nice job stuffing the run on that play right there.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Looking to fire. Throws to the tight end. And it's incomplete, but there's a flag in the backfield. Let's see who the call's on. That penalty moves the ball back 10 yards. We'll replay the down. And the Gamecocks trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. They want to run it left here. They can rely on this guy to pick up solid yardage when they need it, and he's out to the 43. The Dogs are barking and growling and trying to hold him here on 3rd down. Rides to back and leads it. He's knocked down a couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage.
That's a nice job by this defense getting in the backfield quick. They got in there so fast, anticipating pass on 3rd and long. Reacted so well to the run, get the tackle for a loss, and now probably going to force the punt here.
The Gamecocks line up to punt it away. Let's see if he can help the coverage team out with this one. Gets it away, good distance, but more importantly, just the direction he wanted. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. He'll ride his man on the option. Gives it on the option. And he never had a chance. Just stopped cold as soon as he got it.
And I think that time the quarterback made the wrong read. He was trying to pitch it. He didn't have to, though. There was a lot of green grass and space out in front of him. If he just holds on to that football, he might not score a touchdown, but he's definitely going to be able to at least get positive yards. I think that's a play on the option the quarterback would like to have back.
Didn't get much done on that first play of the drive. It's 2nd and 11. They'll go to the ground. After that one, not quite so backed up as they're up to the 18-yard line. They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. Wide receiver going in motion. On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. Quick strike complete. And boy, is he close to that first down, maybe just a couple of inches short.
Right there, I think you need a better play call. You got to help your quarterback out a little bit because the throw has got to at least make it to the sticks. On that last play, you're basically trusting the guy to make a few dudes miss in order to go pick up that first down. I think you need to start being a bit more aggressive here when these 3rd downs present themselves.
They punt it away on 4th down. And they'll bring him down to get the offense started on the next drive. They'll christen this drive from the 28-yard line. Linebackers shuffling around, trying to keep the quarterback from getting a read. Starts the drive, trying to go up top. It's complete. And just a short, safe pass play. They pick up a few. Clock's running, and they'll try to get to the line warp speed for 2nd down. Leaves it with the back. And the defense doesn't let him get loose, and that's going to wrap things up here in the half. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update. And the Gamecocks will kick it off to start the 2nd half. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. another look at this Bulldog offense. They had this lead to start the third quarter because of the passing game. Didn't get a lot done on the ground.
They did, but the quarterback is in a rhythm. That was obvious in the first half. And so this first drive, you want to continue that. You want to see good decision-making. You want to see him playing on time. And as always, delivering the football.
I mean, I don't know how I don't give him the football. It's the reason I built the lead. He's the guy that I can trust. This offense is built around him. So I expect more of the same here in the second half.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You got to give the defense so much credit because they have been able to shut this guy down. And they got to keep that up here in the second half.
They're going to keep this drive going. They'll have to make a play on 3rd and long from the 26. With the catch, it's Riggs. Doesn't quite make it to the first down marker. He's a yard short.
One of the things I love about this defense is they just have such great awareness, and they're always communicating. They understood the down and distance. They knew exactly what they needed to do to make the tackle to force the punt. That is so well done.
Georgia sends out the punt team. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Here's the fair catch, and he'll make it close to the 20-yard line. And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. These guys really need to get something going on this drive. They are still well within striking distance, but they have very little to show for their possession so far. Just enough there to get it to the 25, a pickup of 2.
It's definitely too early to panic, but there's some bad feelings going on for this offense right now. You're way down on the scoreboard. I know we're still in the first half, but after that last play, it's pretty obvious. You can't run the ball. You're becoming a one-dimensional offense at a time when you need to be able to score some points. So either get it done through the air or you've got to be more physical up front.
At the 35, he's open. Big pickup on the ground here to keep this drive moving and give them a first down.
When you talk about creating big plays in the running game like this makes the game really easy. Actually, when you've got a guy like this that you can hand it to with this much speed and elusiveness, just hard to bring down in the open field. What a big gain for the offense.
Quick completion on the out. That's about as close as you can get to that marker, and it will be second and just a few breaths away from the first down.
QB, excellent location on that throw. Out route against man coverage, you cannot miss. If you throw that behind, that might be a pick 6. So nice job by the quarterback with his accuracy.
Now the play fake. Deep shot for the end zone. Touchdown Gamecocks. They took a shot to the end zone and found 6 points waiting on them.
Well, one of the areas they really focused on with this receiver in the offseason was we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. When we're taking shots, we need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. And David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing when he's going to sit down, when he's not, so being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go get it. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play, just like he did right there for 6 points.
And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. They're still holding the lead, but hoping to flex a little muscle on this drive. Now adjusting. He'll pull it down and run. Oh, did you like that stiff arm? Get a face full of that as he gets it up to the 34.
You see a lot of quarterbacks get in trouble when they start forcing things. He did a really good job. He wanted to throw the football. You can tell. Drops back, nothing open. It's okay. I'm just going to take off, get what I can get.
Off the play fake. Under fire. Quarterback needs to make a better throw there. Incomplete.
Missed opportunity on offense. QB and receiver just not on the same page there.
The Dogs line up trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. Balls and fires complete. Solid work and execution there. They'll have a first down as they mark it at the 40. The Bulldogs want to pick up the tempo.
When you're a playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on 3rd down. That's what you saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided on the biggest...
Just too much heat that time, and they knock him down at the 31. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. And the Bulldogs now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. They'll send the back in motion. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. Looking to scramble. He's got it. He almost picked up the first down on that one, but he'll be just a little bit short. And the Dogs are at the line trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. Looking to throw for it. Snagged in the middle. It's Boone. They'll move the chains. Good execution on 3rd down. They've got it at the 41. This Georgia offense moving quickly down the field. Coming out on 1st down with the play fake. The sweet feet buy a little time. Breaks into the open. Down to the 26-yard line before they ride him out of bounds, and this defense is on its heels.
We talk a lot about this at quarterback, right? Hard focus downfield, soft focus around you. He wanted to throw that downfield. He just felt the pressure, and he knew he had to get out of danger. He was able to do that, use his speed, go get north up the field for a first down. Well done.
Georgia coming out with a fresh set of downs. Back to the ground game on the left. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. Wants to go up top. A shot for the end zone. And that's going to be incomplete. Going for broke on 2nd. 3rd down's coming up now.
Well, the quarterback knew where he wanted to go with the ball. His intended target just wasn't open, so the quarterback made sure he put that football in the stands.
This coach wanted to be absolutely certain on a challenge. He was right. The previous play will be overturned. And the extra point puts them on top 21-7. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Guys, it is now a final in the Big Ten and a game I think a lot of folks will want to see. Ohio State went on the road and just dominated. And that's one way to grab attention on a national level. Make a statement in someone else's building and prove you're legit. And did the Buckeyes ever do that? Iron sharpens iron, and you just know a Big Ten matchup like this is going to go a long way in telling the story of each of these teams' seasons.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there. Kevin, thanks for the update. They're looking for an advantage in the running game to the right. And they'll get it to the 39-yard line, and they'll move the chains.
It's so nice as an offense to know you can generate explosive plays by handing the football off to this guy. He has got incredible speed.
Looking to throw on 1st down. Makes the catch. after the pickup of 9, it's 2nd and 1. The Gamecocks are in the hurry-up. Back to pass on 2nd down. Working that left side now. Knocked down at the 47. It's a 5-yard gain and enough to move the chains. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Here comes the offense on 1st and 10 from the 47. Wants to go up top on 1st down. Just a short pass to the tight end. Really nice pickup on that one as they get it to the 36. It'll be 1st down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. They've got it at the 36 on 1st and 10. Looking to throw on 1st down. If the quarterback's a little more on target there, maybe they hook up, but it's an incompletion.
This is a top 25 defense, guys. One of the best units in the entire country. They're so good situationally, and they understand the importance of getting leads early, making the offense predictable, having to throw in these types of situations so they can adjust accordingly, and that's what they're doing right now. Their coverage is being dictated by the scoreboard. They're going to make it really, really hard on this quarterback here in the second half to throw any completions.
And listen, I know that wasn't a huge gain. It was positive, but I like doing more of that in today's college football. I'm just going to try to give my playmakers a chance to do damage in space away from all the big boys inside.
The Dogs are off the leash and coming after him on 3rd down. From the gun, they'll give it on the inside. He did not make it a stone wall on 3rd down. And on 4th down, here comes the field goal unit. This whole play is going to see if this kicker can operate in the sea of noise. And this one is perfect. That cuts into the deficit. It's now 21-10.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but, man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
Will have to use its first timeout of the half. They're going to open this drive with a pass. He hurls one deep down the left side. It's picked off. 13th time he's done that this year. Bringing it back. Finally brought down, but what a play, not only to get the football, but to flip the field position with the return.
And he makes a play in the back end. Nice job reading the pass, and that's his 2nd of the season. This guy, unbelievable job seeing the quarterback, breaking on the quarterback, and going and getting that big play.
South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. They'll try to get outside. Stopped in the backfield, and that'll be a loss of 2.
And this offense on 1st down, man, they go backwards. And they built a deficit, and they've been sluggish, and they just need something to get going, to get started, because they kind of looked out of sorts and out of rhythm this whole game.
From the gun, he leaves it with the back. Stop behind the line, he'll lose a yard.
And that's why he is an All-American caliber player. He is just so physical and dominant against the run. He's able to shed blockers, use his athleticism, use his speed, get to the ball carrier and bring him down. Simply one of the best box defenders you're going to find in the entire country.
And the running game has been disastrous on the last couple of plays. they'll try to salvage the drive on third down. Looking to throw, and he needs a bunch. Fires to the wideout. Pick off! What a play by this defense! And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
And some defensive backs just have a way of finding the football, and he's starting to develop that. His third interception on the season just has a good feel for playing that spot in the back end.
Bulldog offense. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through a pick on the first play.
No, it certainly can't. I think one good way, David, to help your quarterback turn the page is just find him an easy completion here and let him get back into the run.
And the heat gets home. They knock him down back at the 45.
Man, a lot of coaches talk about starting the drive positive and the first play that can get you going. The QB just kept backing up and going backwards, and that is not the start to the drive they were looking for.
The Dogs have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. He'll pull it on the read. Came through like a shot and knocked him down for a loss of 5.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure the dive, the quarterback, the pitch, all taken away. Nowhere to go with the football that time offensively. The defense coming up with a huge negative play.
On 3rd and long, hoping to throw beyond the sticks. Rolling, throwing, looking right. And they can't hook up on the big play, and that brings up a 4th down.
Well, this is a disappointing drive for the offense, considering where this drive started in their opponent territory. Now you're 4th and long. You've got to be better throwing the football in those types of situations.
Georgia lining up to punt it away. 3 and out. They got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. That nifty return sets up the offense and negates some of the yardage on the punt. Plenty of time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. To the air on 1st down. Grabbed over the middle. It's Galladay. Gets enough for the 1st down, but not sure they'll get another playoff here in the 3rd quarter. Well, guys, it's Georgia holding the lead at the end of the quarter. Let's take a quick look at the national rankings to see how this playoff race is shaping up. When you're dealing with a deficit like this, it's all about somebody stepping up to make a play, and you might as well start here in the 4th quarter. They go back to work with the 1st down in the final period of this one. Leaves it with the running back. And he finds some solid space, makes a nice game before the defense is able to stop it.
You love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
And the Gamecocks can really attack on this 2nd and short. He'll try it again. He's brought down, but it'll be enough for a 1st down.
Yeah, and this offense, listen, we're in warp speed, right? We got to score a bunch of points here. We're down, we're trailing. We got to go fast, but we also got to get 1st downs. And that's a nice job sneaking in the run, getting the 1st down, and now we crank the tempo back up.
Caught in the backfield, it's Galladay. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on 2nd down. They'll run it out of the shotgun. Stop is made almost immediately. Give him 1 to the 23.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
This dog crowd is off the leash, and they are coming after them, bringing noise on third down. He'll do it himself. That'll be enough for a first down, and they've got it at the 16-yard line.
And third and long as a defensive lineman, man, I'm thinking fly up the field, get to the quarterback. They sneak in the option. The defense not ready. He didn't even have to pitch it. He just kept it himself and gets the third and long situation.
The Gamecocks will line it up on 1st and 10. Movement from the linebackers trying to mess with the offensive line's assignments. Out of the gun, the running back has it. And he's knocked down, but there's also laundry on the field. We'll see what the officials have called. And here comes play number 6 of the drive. Here's the snap, looking to throw. Bringing the heat. Hit hard as he released the ball on that first down pass, and it never had a chance.
Yeah, I don't know if the quarterback got confused on first down. He might have thought the defense was going to be in man coverage that time, but they were in zone. They fooled him and just didn't seem like he had his eyes in the right place, was forcing that ball to his intended target. The window way too small. The guy was not open, so that didn't have that chance to be complete.
Second down, he'll throw it. And he drops it. Just took his eye off of it at the last minute.
And we talk to teams week after week and quarterbacks and coaches, and what do they always say, man? Quarterback's best friend is a tight end. Well, that play right there, he wasn't his best friend. You don't see a lot of drops from him, but, man, he had an opportunity to catch that one.
This will be the 8th play of the drive, but a great opportunity for the defense to get off the field. They'll run it from the gun. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
And, man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground? That is a baller.
Good, right down the boulevard. That'll make it a one-possession game. The lead is 8. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Guys, wanted to give you a quick update on a game happening in the ACC. Wake Forest is getting blitzed right now at home in front of that loyal fan base. Loyal, but my goodness, that's being tested today.
And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. And they've got a little bit of a cushion here, David. If they can add to it on this drive, it would be nice.
And it definitely makes a little bit of a difference. Knowing I'm up by more than a field goal, obviously, Jesse, my mindset switches, and I know I can't make mistakes.
Yeah, and David, I don't think they have to reinvent the wheel on offense here. What they've been calling has been working. Just get back to doing what you're good at.
Didn't make it any easier on themselves on first down. Now 2nd and long from the 21. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. The inside handoff. And a nice run there before the defense finally makes the stop.
And I'll tell you what, it's really nice at this point in the game if you can lean on your run game. When you have the lead, you've got the football late in the game, you can chew that clock and start to really make that defense have a little bit of panic.
The Bulldogs come to the line on 3rd and short, hoping to keep the drive alive. Look out, he's got room. They'll make the stop about 3 yards short of the first down.
And he made that look easy, but it's not. I think one of the hardest things to do is tackle these quick, shifty wide receivers in the open field. Nice job getting that sucker on the ground.
Georgia sends out the punt team.
In punt formation to kick it away.
And the return man couldn't get to it to make the catch, and the ball will bounce out of bounds. And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. Things have not gone the way they had planned, but maybe an opportunity to salvage this bumpy ride so far and avoid the upset. Caught behind the line. It's Oliver. Found a little bit of room to operate, but he'll be stopped just short of the first down.
Well, no question. They've got to score a touchdown and get the 2-point conversion here. But that's a good start to this 2-minute drive. You always want to get it going. You want to get that momentum going, put the defense on their heels. They accomplished that with the last throw.
They'll leave it with him. And he was greeted by a host of defenders and barely gets it back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, you just feel like the running back's asking for redemption on that one. You know, 2nd and short, and you're giving him the football. He can't get the first himself. Now it's 3rd down. He's looking over on the sideline like, call it again, throw me the ball, I can go do this. It's never a good feeling for the running back in that situation.
These fans stepping up to help this defense on 3rd down. To the ground to try to pick up the first. And he fights his way, but they'll stop him just short of the line to gain. It's 4th down.
The big fella in the middle, man. Those defensive tackles, they go such a long way in deciding and really stopping the other team's run game. Just forcing contact with those guards and those centers, owning the line of scrimmage, and getting running backs on the ground.
And the Gamecocks send out the punt unit. They may have to pay him overtime. He's punting for the 5th time today. Yet another punt on the way. Got to make sure that hamstring stays loose. He's been busy. And he's going to get it up to about the 29-yard line before he's brought down. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. Here's another opportunity, Jesse, to stretch out this lead after punting last time.
I think it goes back to your playmakers, Reese. I think it's finding the guys that have been working for you earlier on in this game and getting them the football.
And there's obviously no need to panic. I mean, think about it. You got the lead. You got the football. You got to be smart with the football. Make your plays. Put a good drive together here.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10. Back to pass. Quickly to the tight end. Didn't pick up a lot there. Moved it forward just a few.
And nice job by the defense staying glued to him. Getting him on the ground as soon as he catches the football. Knowing he's a threat. I'm not going to let this guy get out of my sights. Nice job by the D.
This offense looking at a 3rd down after that last completion. From the gun, wants to pass. Pass rush, gets there, gets home, gets him down at the 23.
And that was a big objective for this defense coming into the game. Talking to coaches, we want to keep him in the pocket. We don't want him to use his wheels. He's fast, he's elusive, can make big plays. Nice job by the defense keeping him in the pocket and getting the sack.
Returns like that are why you don't settle for the fair catch if you don't have to. Picks up just a little bit of yards to help out the O. South Carolina ready to go on the attack in another offensive odyssey. Not the day they had hoped to have, but when you are a ranked team, you are going to get everyone's best shot. And now let's see if they can intercept it, and that total goes to 16. Trying to take it back. Touchdown, Georgia! And what a turn of events as this defense gets the pick 6. They extend this lead, and it looks as if they are going to make it 2 wins in a row.
In this kind of game where it's only one possession, one play could make the difference. And that time the quarterback got a little too greedy. The defender jumps in front, picks it off, adds the lead for his team. We still got a lot of football to go here, but that was a massive play for the defense.
Well, you could draw a line in the middle, and he would have hit that thing. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. And the South Carolina offense is back on the field. The big thing now, don't get rattled by that last pick 6, David.
Nah, it was a big mistake. Obviously, the defense took advantage of it, but you got to put it behind you. Jesse, I'm sure you know a thing or two about throwing a pick 6 and how to rebound.
I believe I've only thrown one in my life, but yes, I do because of that singular instance. I'll say this. You can't let that play beat you twice. You got to go out and not try to get it all back here in one play. Just execute the offense.
Wants to throw on first down. Right on the money. And the defense had that one well covered. Just a short gain there.
You just get the feeling this defense is going to make it hard on them, right? They've got the lead. It's late, and they're going to try to tackle everybody in bounds. Offense is going to have to really work for this and be smart. You got to attack the sidelines. You got to throw first downs. You got to keep this thing moving vertically down the field.
Man, this sophomore quarterback unleashed a cannon on that one.
How crazy is it that one of the best receivers in all of college football just made his first catch in this big of a game? You've got to give the defense tons of credit. They've had a plan for him. They've limited him, and that's why they're going to win.
The offense has a little bit of success on the ground, and they're up. Look at them. They're ready to go again. Back on the line of scrimmage, ready to run another play.
Throws to the wideout. That's caught. It's Peters. Slippery slide. Find his way and ran away from the crowd into the end zone. Touchdown, South Carolina.
Well, the offense did their part. You're just trying to apply some pressure on the opponent, right? Yeah, you're down right now, but if you can find a way to get the ball back with some time on the clock, they're within striking distance still to win this game.
Bringing it out. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. First snap of this drive will come from their own 17. First play of the drive, wants to throw. Unloads to the wideout. Working that left side. And he'll be tackled, but there is a flag on the field. Well, when your quarterback has already been sacked 4 times, shouldn't be some big surprise that the O-line gets called for holding. They'll run it to keep the clock moving. Looks as if he'll get it up to about the 14-yard line. Defense uses a timeout quickly, trying to get that ball back and preserve time for their offense. At this point, the defense just has to bring the house to try to stop the run and get the ball back, even on 2nd and 13. They'll move the wide receiver. They'll run it from the gun. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. Oh, they really could have used that catch there. Physical pass defense. It brings up a 4th down. Georgia lining up to punt it away. He'll try to really get into this one. Hey, you make the stop, and that is exactly what you want out of your punt cover unit. Opening play of the drive from the 39. Going to the ground. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
Every offense is different. The 2-minute drill looks different for everybody. Slipping the run in there, sometimes it can be good, but you can't do that much more with that clock ticking out.
They'll go to work in the air on 2nd down. Fires to the middle. And it was worth going for a chunk play, but the long pass is incomplete.
And this defense knows exactly the spot they're in, man. They are up. They've got their more defensive backs on the field. They're dropping back. You can tell they are taking away the deep ball. Nice job understanding situation, understanding clock, and what the offense is trying to do.
On 3rd and long, try to convert through the air. He's taking the deep shot. He's got it down the left. Now they're really starting to threaten as they pick up the 1st down at the 34-yard line. Looking for a gap. It's Oliver. They pick up half of it. It'll be 2nd and 5. Now they've got to hustle to the line and get set. To the air on 2nd down. Trying to make magic on the scramble. He gets the job done, picking up the 1st down, then getting down.
You know, I think in this situation of the game, too, if I'm this guy, I'm thinking the same thing, right? I'm throwing and getting yards, and if it's not there, I'm going to take this game over myself with my legs. We're in the 4th quarter. We've got an opportunity, one possession down, to get back in this thing. I just got to do whatever I got to do to make that happen.
Off the play fake on 1st down to throw. Gets it out quickly. And the defense settled in to stop that one for a short gain. The hurry up now, 2nd down, clock ticking. And now they come up and spike it to stop the clock.
No gain on the play.
They'll go to the air. Buys a little extra time. He'll get rid of it. Another interception. That's number 17 on the year. That's the way this defense wanted to wrap it up. Make a play themselves, finish off the game, and the offense can kneel it out from here. Running out the clock, a mere formality between them and a victory as we have victory formation coming.
Looks like the offense will just take a knee.
What a show both of these teams put on today. Couple of outstanding squads, hotly contested battle all the way to the very end.
Yeah, we came into this one expecting this to be a back-and-forth battle. We knew it was going to go down late into the fourth quarter. At the end of the day, the higher-ranked team, David, they were really able to lean on those playmakers and that leadership they've got in the locker room.
Yeah, and now I think even more so, you're starting to believe in them. They're battle-tested. This team they find a way to get things done. That's why they're ranked where they're at. And I expect this team to stay in contention for the college football playoff because they're proving week in and week out they're a really good squad.
That's going to do it from here. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and you've been watching another presentation of EA Sports College Football.